views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Welcome to Transformation Talk Radio. Welcome to Benny, International Women's Day.
Big day for y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah. Big day for us, too.
Big day. It's a big day.
Yep.
And, we actually have a big show in celebration of that and much more. It's kind of funny. I was saying to Benny, we were Skyping back and forth to get ready for the show. And, just fasten your seatbelt today, folks, because we're not going to go and have our traditional breaks. When we go to break, you're going to hear some of the most incredible music. And music, as Benny knows with me, he is breaking out the tissues for today. Because every once in a while, you come across somebody that shows up in the world that's out there and saying, we can have a revolution of the heart. And we can have that revolution of the heart from a spiritual perspective, from a mind perspective, from a body perspective. That's what Donna Kay Faulkner is joining us today and talking about. Now, for those of you out there, you are going to get to hear this beautiful music, but you're going to get to hear from a beautiful soul. This is a mission she has to alleviate the suffering of others. And what does that even mean? You're going to hear about this today as she shares with us the vision, the journey, and the mission of 1111 and the personal revelations of what that means. So today, you're going to get introduced to someone that said yes to a life path that may or may not have been what she planned. But when you hear from Donna, 5-time award-winning inspirational recording artist, speaker, when you hear from somebody that has put her soul into becoming who she is in the world and her music, then you too will hear something that changes your life. Donna, it's great to have you. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Pat. I am just beyond happy and grateful. So thank you.
Well, I want to start out by asking you this question. I know we're going to talk about 1111, revolution of the heart, but I want to ask you this question. Given all that you've done, and clearly your music is crazy good, what challenges, what obstacles did you, Donna, you personally, what did you have to overcome to bring you to this very moment?
Okay, first I just want to kind of bust out laughing because, oh my goodness. This is what it's really all about, is sharing, what we all go through, our sufferings, and really connecting in this way. And for me, and what you said, Dr. Pat, in introducing me, I just started tearing because the way you shared it with so much heart about, just going through stuff and then having a message and you don't even really know everything I've been through. But we all have a story. We all have things that we go through. And my journey has been one of immense challenge and immense struggle, immense suffering. And I mean suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can say, that the blessing in all of it is that the greater the darkness I went through, the darker it got, and the more that I sought truth, the greater the light, the wisdom, the insight, and the revelation I received that I was meant to share.
Mm.
And I have, goodness, there's so much, but in a nutshell, being raised with a life that really expressed my own consciousness. So I am one to where I say nothing did something to me. I believe my life is an unfoldment and an unraveling of my consciousness. And so I grew up seeing that my own consciousness was in the masculine, my dad being the one that raised my sister and I. So very infatuated with the masculine. And my mother leaving at age 10 and really unable to take care of us because of her own sufferings, and not able to understand how to heal her whole life, and getting involved in, drugs and alcohol, and until her death. And so that was really an expression of my own consciousness of how I felt about the feminine, which was disgust and shame and hurt, and then of the masculine, infatuation, hero, amazing. And so that there was the foundation of my life's work. And this is really summing it up, but it really is a journey, and I don't think I'm speaking just for myself, of learning to bring balance between the masculine and the feminine. And how do we do that?
Yeah.
So I experienced everything from 5 years of chronic insomnia, depression, all sorts of stuff, to homelessness, complete poverty, feeling that, the depths of feeling like no one gives a rat's, you know what?
Yeah, I do.
About me at all. And I'm like, so feeling the depths that not a soul cares about a human being, not providing a floor to sleep on, a money for food. Now, at times people did, but I saw the depth of compassion that people have and the lack of compassion people had, which I myself had for myself. So it's been a journey of experiencing the depths of physical and emotional pain, to learn the depth of compassion. And I believe that I have been given a secret and a key and an understanding of consciousness that reverses and shifts our mind, our well-being, our wholeness personally and collectively. And I believe this time that we're in, this is why I was born. This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
And so this 11:11 is a wake-up call for this message.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I got to tell you, you and I, if we were to be sitting down having coffee, I would have imagined that you've just described my life.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, but this is why we're here today.
Yeah.
What is it about us that, when you go through the pain of a mom like mine and yours, mine, drug addict, alcoholic, killed herself when I was 6. I was homeless at 17, and we can go on, right?
Wow.
But look at us. You see, there's something about what gets revealed to us in that kind of journey that's hard to explain. But here you are. And you know what I love about this, Donna, and what you just said? You and I have been called to share a message. I didn't get the message until way later in life that that's what I was supposed to do. But it doesn't matter. Aren't you bringing this revelation to invite people wherever they are in their life, whatever they're going through? It doesn't matter. This is for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And what you just said, that, you started sharing and being your authentic self later in life. I mean, man, this is when it's really getting good. And also the wounding, and all of us have stuff. We all have wounding in different degrees, but in that wounding, in the darkness, if we're seeking the truth and seeking the light, we will get our revelation and our purpose and our, social purpose for the world. So yeah, there's never a time to feel sad that you haven't figured it out yet, or, what your purpose is, because I really believe that where everybody is right now, no matter how good or how painful it is exactly where we are to be. It's pushing us to our greater purpose. And I believe in this day, pushing us to the greater purpose, to the ultimate fulfillment of our Creator, which I believe goes even beyond us thinking of what's my personal purpose? How can I share my gifts about me, and really adding on this message that I'm getting ready to share to our personal purpose.
I love it. Now we're going to go to break, and Benny is going to cue up Hotel Earth. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, I was just like bawling listening to it, but it is a powerful message. Tell us a little bit of how that came to you.
Goodness, I'm so grateful that you're playing this song, Hotel Earth. It has such a beautiful meaning in it, and it's really the message that we're going to share today. This song was actually written by I have a producer in Nashville, and when I healed in 2006, January 4th of 2006, when I had a massive breakthrough, when I healed from 5 years of chronic insomnia, where I could barely function in my medical sales job and as a sales trainer, I healed. And that's when I started singing and speaking. And when I healed, I called back my producer in Nashville and said, "Oh, Lonnie, we got a message and it's going to help people heal." So we got together and I shared my testimony, my story of redemption. And we got to work, and I wrote and co-wrote many songs on my album, Finally Letting Go. It was my first album. And he wrote, along with Dave Robbins, Lonnie Wilson and Dave Robbins in Nashville, who write music for country artists out there and produce. But they wrote this song. And I tell you what, our Creator wrote this song.
I know it.
Our Creator wrote this song because I have watched the journey of my message and other people's message, and the divine's doing it. The divine is doing it, just like this show, Dr. Pat. I mean, I didn't know. I woke up this morning and went, "Oh my gosh, today is International Women's Day." And I just launched this new message, 11/11 Revolution of the Heart, on March 1st, which I didn't even know was the first day of Women's History Month.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
But sometime, Donna, we don't need to know because we're being guided. We need to be aware and awake. And, always remember for me every day that there is not a minute. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I know I'm blessed. Let's take a short break, everyone, and just sit back and listen.
Welcome to Hotel Earth. There's no promise how long you can stay. Time is short on Hotel Earth, so make the most of every day. Life is an hourglass, it slips away.
Wow. Welcome back, everyone. I am so thrilled that you all are going to get to not just hear the music, but understand the meaning behind it. Donna, before we keep going here, what can you share with people? How can they find out more about the 1111 revolution? How can they find out more about you, what you're doing in the world, how you're helping others? Let's share that information with folks.
Oh, you bet. They can go to my website at, of course, www.donnakayfaulkner.com. It's DONNAKAY, F as in Frank, AULKNER.com.
Awesome. Now, we just played, this incredible song, Hotel Earth. And let's talk about the call to action here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the 1111 revolution? And let's talk about what this means to you as well as what it could mean to the world.
Sure. 1111 has really brought everything together for me in my life to understand what my purpose is, but also what I believe, our Creator's purpose is, and really humanity deep within our spirit. And it really is aligned with this song, Hotel Earth, that I recorded, 9 years ago, 9 years ago, because Hotel Earth is all about compassion in action. Hotel Earth. We're on this earth for a short stay. It's like a hotel. There's a lot of vacancies on this earth. There's a lot of vacancies, a lot of vacant hearts, people suffering, people wanting more, people wanting peace and wholeness and fulfillment. And how do we give that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, I think, our deeper Sacred Heart's call is, why am I here? What am I to do? How can I have fulfillment? And I believe that this 1111 phenomenon, that's it's happening all over the world, that people are seeing 1111 on their clocks. They're seeing 1111 on lots of different things. And myself understanding what 1111 means, at least in my perspective, it's really brought complete clarity of what this time is about. And so let me share first that in 2011, I started to learn of numerology for the first time and what numbers mean. Hebrew teaches it really well in Judaism, because to me, everything's coded. Numbers, whether it's the months, the seasons, day and night, there's order to everything.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to numbers. Letters turn into numbers. It's all math and science. And when I was led to numerology and I did my own numerology for my name, my full birth name, and my birth date, because those are the two foundation numbers of every human that describe their life path and their destiny. And so those are the two that you look at. And then you add those two together to get your wisdom number, which is your maturity number, and your authenticity number, which means when we come into our 40s and our 50s, if we're in touch with our authentic self, this is who we become. And so, so when I did my numerology, I saw that, okay, my name, Donna Kay Faulkner, is 11. And I didn't know what that meant. And then I did my birth date, and it was an 11. And I was like, okay, so I'm an 1111. What does that mean? And when I was reading about the numerology, 11, as you too, Pat, shared with me that you're a number, you have 11 too in your chart.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people. But 11 is a master spiritual teacher. They have the consciousness and the coding and the vibration and a lot of extra energy and light to handle, which actually brings on more challenges. But looking at the 1111 and reading about the blessings of it, which are master spiritual teacher, oh, that sounds really lovely. But let me tell you, the other side of that is like a curse, because you have to master so much challenge, wounding, imbalance to be able to get in that place of mastery and authority in your own life. So there's, a hell and a heaven in there both. So I don't get all infatuated with 1111 much anymore, like most people when they see it. But the 1111, when you add your name and your birth date together, like I said, you get your maturity number, your wisdom number. And mine was a 22. And so I'm like, okay, I'm an 1111, but I'm a 22 now. And learning about numerology and this 1111 phenomenon that's going on is that this 1111 is getting so many people's attention. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's all energy. It's all order. It's getting our attention. And what I have discovered, and God, I could talk about this for so much longer, but in a nutshell, I have gone through different understandings on my spiritual journey, which if you think about it, it's just an energy. It's a vibrational coding, so letting go of fundamental traditional Christianity on my journey. Everybody's on a different path. And then I went through other philosophies, that were spiritual and beautiful, and they all have good and beautiful and love and degrees of compassion and all that within. And then I got to a level of going to the New Thought understanding, which is beautiful. That really helps you understand your own goodness, and your own divinity and your own positive nature. And so it's like we can go from, or I went from, the traditional Christian, which meant there's an external positive and you're the negative. So Saint Jesus and you're the sinner. So there's the imbalance. And then when I went to New Thought, it was like, okay, I am the all positive. There's nothing really negative about me. And then everything on the outside's all positive. So it's an infatuated state. It can be a very infatuated state where it's highly focused towards the positive and denying the negative, which is not balanced. And so my soul, it's lovely and balanced to a degree. Let me just say that. I'm just being real here, okay? in my journey. But what I found that my soul had to go higher, because being 1111 in this vibration, I have to be aligned with compassion, or my soul, I cannot be well and whole. And so what I discovered is that the mind for true wholeness and fulfillment, which is the number 22, 22 in Hebrew represents completion, because there's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, okay, which means fulfillment, completion of just love, completion of the journey, and how do you reach completion of light. And then even talking just in Christian terms, if you look at the Bible, the last chapter of the Bible is Revelations 22.
Yes.
And that's the completion. That's when Eden is restored. And how do we get there? And this is what I believe this message answers if we continually apply it. It's not a snap your fingers, okay, I'm enlightened, and we're all on this journey. But 22 represents the divine feminine because it's completion. And it represents, if I could say in one word, Dr. Pat.
Yeah.
Compassion.
Oh, absolutely. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we have lots of conversations about this today, because it is important. And what's important is, and I loved about what you shared is, there is a cycle of things, including wisdom, including knowledge, and including awareness. But there's also a cycle of action. When we come back, we're going to talk about that. But we want to make sure that you hear this beautiful music of Donna. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's energy. What is it about giving and receiving? What is it about our lives that cause us to think we are less than, or that we are sufficiently inapt to take on the world of freedom and energetic liberation? Let's take a short break and enjoy this music. We'll be right back.
to me. You are so beautiful. To me. You are so beautiful. To me. Can't you see? You're everything I hoped for. You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me.
Wow, everyone. What a special treat today on International Women's Day. You know, Donna Kay Faulkner joining me here today. And please, you can find out more about her. Just go to her website, Donna Kay Faulkner, or go to Transformation Talk Radio or Dr. Pat and click on the picture and you'll get there. Today, we're talking about what I consider to be the next thing for us. And why is it the next thing? Because it is the way to get us out of ourselves,
Yes.
of the news, Donna, out of whatever that is you think is going on that's more
Yes.
important than compassion. This is what it is. Let's talk about this, and let's talk about this idea of compassion and freedom, because this is really what you're talking about. You're talking about completion, fulfillment, in the living waters of grace. And
Yes.
I don't know many ways to get to grace that don't have to go through compassion.
Well, it's the only way. It's the only way. And in regards to my perspective and knowing consciousness quantum physically and understanding what the left and the right brain do in compassion, that's when the energy flows. When we are giving and serving only through compassion. The word love doesn't get you fully to that place like the word compassion does. And I'll explain why and what it does to the mind. But the vibration and the energy and the spirit of compassion is Revelations 22. It's the living waters. It's the living waters. And I use a waterfall as an example. I just ask God, Goddess Christ, this our creator essence, what image can I use? And it just beautifully represents what I believe this whole message is about. And I will say, and I'll add on to what you said, that it's a new way of being. And I believe that's why this whole 1111 phenomenon, all the people that are going, what is it? This is so cool. What here? And I'm going, right here. This is the message. It's compassion in action. This is the shift, because we go from ego, self-centered receiving, wanting to receive positives, okay? So we're wanting to receive, the human nature always wants to have things, right? Whether it's money, cars, home, anything that we think is positive on the outside, ego wants for self. And so we're seeking positives. But spirit, our true spirit, which really is compassion, every person on this planet has the true soul of compassion. And it's within and locked within our being of ego that wants to continually receive for self. But when spirit is focused not on the external positives of what it wants to have, But if spirit is focused on the negatives and the sufferings of others and what spirit can give as a positive instead of receive, that unlocks the living waters. That's Revelations 22. That's Eden restored. That is heaven on earth. So it shifts the left and right brain from the left brain being inflated with positivity, which represents the external reality, and the right brain in the negative. Okay, so if you're receiving positivity, for example, like Facebook, oh, it's such a good example. It is. Facebook, it's designed, it's addictive. You know, people have been on it for however long. Now, when people hear this a lot of time, they go, oh, not me, you know, because ego does not want to face it. But it's addictive. It's like. So when any human being gets continual positivity, continual support, but ultimately just positive energy from somebody, it creates codependency and it creates imbalance in the brain. On the reverse, if we get negativity from somebody or challenge or someone sharing something negative about ourselves, it actually creates more balance. It actually creates more independence because it makes us grow and it challenges us. So anytime that we're going on Facebook, we're receiving positive, and all these extra protons, all these extra positive ions are creating continual imbalance in our being because we cannot handle all the extra photons. I won't go into all of the science,
but you know, this is really what we're talking about. You know, there's a harmonious energy. And the harmonious energy is what you talked about before. I mean, clearly when, you know, those of us that have, you know, studied traditions or been part of traditions, whether it's Christianity or New Thought or whatever it is, there are clearly written down, you know, whether it is the Bhagavad Gita or it's the Bible, you know, where the words are very clear, especially as I've come to know, you know, Jesus in my life today. And that is that our relationship to God should be personal and direct. And that relationship, you know, is based on an infinite spirit, right? You know, a spirit that opens up. I mean, I don't know a lot from the Bible. I only know what my Southern Baptist mom used to say to us kids. But one of the things she would say is, suffer the little children to come unto me and forbid them not. For all such is the kingdom of heaven. And I remember that one thing. And I would say, I never knew what she meant. And then I was about 40 years. No, my dad died when I was about 37 years old. And I spent some time with her. And I said, Mom, I never knew what you meant by that. What did you mean by that? And I cried when she told me. She didn't say it to my other two sisters. She said it to me, because she knew of my journey as a child. She knew of my journey. And what her message was is, I will never be locked out from that love and compassion. I think that's what you're saying too.
Absolutely.
You know, there is a way for us to tap in. We will never be locked out of that unless we choose to, right?
Absolutely. And the behavior and the way of being of compassion, and not just feeling compassion, but actually having action behind it and giving to somebody with a deeper need. Because what it does in the mind, every time we give without even wanting to receive anything back, you know, it actually generates more light between the hemispheres. It merges the left in the right brain hemisphere into whole brain functioning every time we give in compassion, in action to someone with a deeper need. And so one of the images, like I talked about, I wanted to share about the waterfall. This waterfall, I envision my heart's call. My heart's call is that by the time I leave this hotel earth, may my voice just be a vessel and a channel of compassion to awaken every single person that hears this message to think of a woman right now, or a man or a child that is suffering right now, that you might not even know, that there might be a woman in her home afraid for her life. There might be a child that is hungry, that is more important than getting a like on Facebook and spending time there. There might be a man that is just about to go homeless that needs resources and money. And so this compassion, what happens is, I want you to think of this waterfall, pin that part of knowing that there are so many beautiful souls that didn't know with all their wounding they were going to end up with all these challenges, okay? That here are so many people around the world struggling right now. And we have an opportunity to allow the living waters of the Most High, to allow the living waters of the Most High to flow through us as a river, to allow and let go of our egoic judgments and blocks of what we think of people that are struggling, to let go of our fear of, oh goodness, I don't have enough money. You know, I only have $100. Well, guess what? We can give 10% of it. Yeah. Well, oh my goodness, I only have this much. Well, now is the time, Dr. Pat. I mean, we honestly, we have a choice, but if we don't choose compassion and action, we're going to suffer energetically and prevent our own self from allowing the purity of the energy to come through to heal our minds. So this living waters, this waterfall, I would love for everybody to imagine a waterfall with 7 levels. Like from up above, then we've got another level of water below, and then one kind of beside it down below. And they're going down like 7 levels, and all this water is flowing down. And there's beautiful landscaping and flowers and lush greenery, and it's just beautiful. Looking at this waterfall is like looking at heaven on earth, Eden restored. Because water, first of all, is life. Water is representative of our Creator. Water is God. Water is the perfect balance of negative and positive ions. It's called a covalent bond. It's perfect balance. That's why it's eternal. Water is eternal. And what does water do? Water naturally and effortlessly is bestowing and sharing and giving water to the deeper level, to the lower level. Water, which is God, Goddess, Christ, this balance, this eternal flow of pure love is naturally flowing to the lower level. If we want to become one with our Creator, like a lot of us believe in oneness and unity, and we might talk about oneness and unity, but are we giving to our brothers and our sisters that are struggling? So we can become one more with our Creator if we are in this continual and effortless flow of energy, unconditional love, unconditional sharing of resources, of money, of home, clothing, food, whatever it is, and keeping our focus on the suffering to alleviate it, to bring more life into those beings, because every person around the world has life and our Creator within it. So why in the world would we not want to love God? Why in the world would we want to hold on to something and not love God in that person? And so I know with all my heart, Dr. Pat, I know with all my heart that this 1111, this phenomenon that is waking so many people up, is to wake us up to this compassion coding, because in numerology, it's compassion. And so if we're in this flow of continually flowing and keeping our mind on that lower level, that water, the love from the throne of God from above flows down through us to the lower level continually. And we are one with our Creator. That's when Eden can be restored. Heaven is restored on earth. It's going to take time, but I believe this is what 1111 is. It's a wake-up call and it's a warning, because if we continue to stay self-focused and withhold from anybody even asking for help. It's got to be in the right way. But if we withhold, we block up that waterfall.
Yeah.
Think
I'm so
about it.
glad. I'm so glad you said this, Donna, because, we announced that we're doing 2 crowdfunding initiatives. One is to finish our technology sooner so that we can reach the world with this, 10 brand new channels on Positive Talk. And we've been asked to hurry up. So we said, how are we going to do it? We can't do it alone. And so we're going to launch a crowdfunding initiative next month. The month after, we're going to issue a crowdfunding initiative because, Lyme disease is running rampant in the world. And we've come up with a fun new way to educate people about it, never done before. So we're out there talking to people that we're going to do crowdfunding. And somebody turned to me, and it was really interesting what they said to me, and they said something to me. Why don't you just raise the prices of your airtime? And I thought to myself, why don't I just ask people that want the positive message in the world to partner with us? It's really a different energy, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a totally different. And what you're saying is a different energy. And what I'd like to do is let's go to break and let's just embrace and bask in to the message that Donna is sharing. And when we come back, we'll share this idea of how you can balance and how giving and how all of it, tithing, is the pathway to freedom maybe you don't know about. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I hear your heart, understand the pain, release your tears, let them fall like rain.
Wow, everyone. Welcome back. For those of you out there, as I said before, if you want to find out more about Donna, if you want to get connected, if you want to be part of this movement, if you want to be part of this change, go to donnakfaulkner.com. Donna, I know that we've talked about quite a bit, but I did want to touch upon, this idea of 1111, but also what
Mm-hmm.
it means and the exchange of energy and also
Mm-hmm.
the exchange of money. I mean, exchanging money right now is on the top of everybody's mind, whether it's the stock market, the banks, the interest rates, all of the above. But from a spiritual perspective, I certainly have learned the freedom of tithing. Tell us how this relates to compassion.
Oh, yes. Beautiful topic. And I love how you share things, Dr. Pat. You're so eloquent. I learned the hard way. I think, just about everything the hard way. But, years ago, I held on to money out of fear. I held on to money out of fear, like, oh, I can't give 10% to this, church or New Thought Church or whatever it was. I didn't feel like I could give that much because I was afraid maybe I wouldn't make enough in my future.
Right.
So my fear, which is greed in regards to money, is holding on to something that I have received from somebody, energy, that I am not giving back to. And so this is key. This is a key part of the money exchange, because if we are receiving anything energetically, to be an energetic integrity and for us to have literal life in our being, we must give energy back, whether it's money or the trade or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was that holding on and not sharing back to even things that I maybe a service I got, maybe I didn't pay it, and then even not giving to charity or tithing. And so it became this drought of money because I received money but didn't give out money. And so what I have learned about money is that money, if we are giving, number one, obviously pay everything back. I mean, if we have any debt, pay it all back. I mean, the whole bankruptcy, thing of getting, filing bankruptcy, we're still bankrupt energetically. It doesn't matter what a piece of paper says.
Yep.
So paying back debt is so important in this time because balance and energy is imperative for our wholeness in this time. And then on top of paying back debts, giving to charity is medicine for the soul.
Yeah.
Giving to charity, which means giving money literal. Forget the time, the energy, the volunteering. Forget all that right now.
No, it's money.
Yeah, we're just talking money. Okay, everybody, we're talking money. When we give money, it literally heals and corrects our left and right brain hemisphere, and it moves our life force from left brain to right brain, which creates more whole brain functioning. The more money we can share and bestow, like the water continually flows effortlessly. When the water continues to flow, there's always enough. That one pot of a waterfall, there's 7 levels. It's always full, right?
Yeah.
So when we're always giving and sharing, it's always full and it's always purified. The water is always running through it and it's purified. But when we hold on to the money and not give to that lower level, the women that are suffering, the women's shelters, the men's shelters, whatever it is, then we've got a block and our left and our right brain hemisphere become imbalanced. They start having the muddy waters in it. So giving money specifically is one of the greatest corrections of the soul and makes us more whole and well. And if we continually give a percentage of our money, an allotted percentage, which I honestly believe 10% for tithing and 10% for charity, both. And actually Judaism and Hebrew teach this, and I understand quantum physically why in the mind.
Yeah.
But specifically to both. But what that does, because if you think about it, we all, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'll say that around money, we all love money, right? We all want more money, pretty much. And so when we think of money, we think of it as mainly positive, right?
Yeah.
Because we want it. We got to have it to survive.
Yeah.
So when we're always seeking after the positive in the external, and we have this constant desire to receive that positive, it continually, and you hold on to that money when you get it and you don't give it, and you keep receiving a positive, a positive, a positive, a positive. It continually creates more proton in our body that we can't handle. It's not balanced. Actually, Hebrew teaches that in all energy, everything has 10 dimensions of energy.
Wow.
And the 10th dimension is God. One being representing the masculine. That symbol of one is like on, okay? It's masculine. The 0 is feminine. Okay, the 0 represents completion, fulfillment, but that's the balance of God.
Wow.
And I watched this one guy one time. He said, it's like plugging maybe your television into the highest voltage possible, not your outlet at home, but the highest voltage. It can't handle it. And so our minds literally cannot handle the degree of constant proton positive without the balance of the negative to balance it out for our brain and our own balance in our being. So the way to correct all of the receiving that we've had our whole life with money, the way to correct not only just the receiving with money, but any other wound, whether it's from childhood or a relationship or any type of imbalance in the brain, it is truly phenomenal what happens when we give money. Because when we give money, it moves our energy from the left to the right brain. So giving is the way.
Giving is grace. Donna, thank you so much for today. Amazing, everyone. Donna Kay Faulkner, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Of the soul, deep where no one goes.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.